Welcome to the Agape Spiritual Center. I'm Rev Lee Wolak, and I am the founding and senior minister of Agape. In case you don't know, Agape means unconditional love. So I know you're out there, so do me a favor, check in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions during the course of our service. Let me know if you have any comments, anything you want to talk about. Let me know how we can support you. Check in and say hi to people, because right now this is how we can engage. And you know what? I'm finding when we do that, it's pretty darn powerful. It's better than not doing anything. It's a way of us getting together. And you know, this week I've been studying, as I do every week. I take, because I'm a teacher, in order to be a teacher, I have to be a student, because it's a constant exchange of information. I'm learning, I'm teaching, I'm learning, I'm teaching. And one of the things that I've come to grasp is this idea. This is really a deep thing, and I've been pondering this over and over again, is that the thinking mind can never know love. So ponder that just for a second. The thinking mind can never know love. Why would you think that is? The best that I've come up with so far is the fact the thinking mind is an analyzing mind. An analyzing mind is a mind that is in constant state of judgment. In a constant state of judgment, love can't exist. And the funny thing about that is, when you think about most relationships are based on how am I thinking my partner's feeling about me. My thoughts create my feelings. My partner's not doing this. And the mind is going in circles, and it's thinking. And you're trying to come up a way to feel love, and you can't, because thinking and love are not the same thing. Love is a feeling of complete and total acceptance. And this is what we talk about. This is what we explore at Agape. Whether we're meditating, going into a state of inner peace, inner love, whether we're talking concepts, whether we're teaching classes, whether we're doing spiritual mind treatment, whether we're doing affirmations, forgiveness work, gratitude work, everything is about how to uncover this thing called love and experience it. Here at Agape, all we do is talk about practicality. What is a practice that we can use to have a deeper and deeper connection with the infinite? So I want to walk you into a practice where we close our mind down, we shut our mind down, and we go into the subconscious mind. So if you would, bring yourself to a comfortable, seated, upright position. Let your back be straight, your hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. And as we take in 5 deep breaths, with every breath, feel yourself letting go and becoming more and more relaxed. So take a deep breath in and release. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now scan your body and feel the relaxation that is beginning to move and take you deeper and deeper and deeper into the most pure state of relaxation. And now I'm going to count from 5 to 1. As I count, let your mind be free of attachment to any thought. Let your mind become still. 5, 4, going deeper into the subconscious mind. 3, feeling thoroughly relaxed with thoughts slowing down. 2, slower and slower with no attachment. 1, fully relaxed. Thoughts are moving in and moving out with no attachment. Allow yourself to just be. There's nothing you need to do. This is a state of pure love. There is no judgment, there's total acceptance. we really implant within our subconscious mind that love is not an act of doing. Love is a state of mind, a state of perfect balance, of perfect harmony, of perfect acceptance. It's a state of being the observer with no attachment and no desire. Pure love, pure peace, perfect stillness. Just bask in this feeling of the emptiness, the fullness, the nothingness, and the allness of life. It is in this connective state that creation comes easy. For the slate is clean. We're tapped into the power that creates the deep subconscious mind, the infinite mind. And I invite you now to form an image of the life that you truly desire to live. How do you feel living that life? What is in your life? Who is in your life? What are you doing? Where are you? You get to choose because your mind has no limitation. You have perfect freedom. There are no boundaries. So embrace the image that you've created and know that you can come back and fill in that image with new ideas to support that which you've already decided to start creating. Your life is a picture, and every day you're adding more and more beautiful details to it. You are the controller of the brush. You choose the strokes, you choose the colors, you choose where you put that brush on the canvas. You are the great creator of your life, and your life is a magnificent work of art. With this in mind, come to a place of gratitude. And in gratitude, come back to this time, to this place. Re-enter into your body. Feel your body. Know that you're tapping back into this moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Coming back fully awake, fully alert, perfectly aware in this moment. One of the things that has really come to me recently is this whole idea of awareness. So it's fitting today that we talk about this idea, how to be on the path to freedom. And today we're going to talk about the aspect about how to be fully present. Jean and I were at a restaurant last night, new restaurant. We've never been there before. And the thing that I was observing was, how aware was I to what was going on around me? What was the energy I was aware of? And did I feel that there was a level of awareness with the people around me? And what I'm coming to the conclusion is, for the most part, most people, not 5%, 50%, 60%, 95% or more, live in a complete state of unawareness. They are controlled by unconscious habits. They're not even aware that those habits are there. And more importantly, they're not even aware that their habits are creating their experience. So one of the things on this path to freedom is, how do we become fully present? How do we get in the moment? And here's what I come to understand, is that in the now, There is no past and there is no future. And it's here that we're truly free. You see, bringing our past into this now creates prison. We're imprisoned by our past experience. We judge against our past experience. We see ourselves from what we've done in the past. And then as we project forward that past and we get anxious about the future. And when we get anxious about the future, we're not free. We're bound by the illusion of a future that we've not yet experienced, but we're in fear of. And this is what I'm understanding more and more and more. This idea about being fully present, it's just not about being in the moment without the past, without the future. It's about being without fear. So I want you to think about everything that's going on around you in life. When you're watching television, I don't care what the program is fear being used to entice you in? Is the news that you're watching using fear? Are the teachers in religion using fear? Are the politicians using fear? Are businesses using fear? And what you will notice is that we are constantly being bombarded by an energy of fear because the ego is motivated through fear. It is not motivated through the pursuit of pleasure. And that's something really to become aware of, because as long as we feel fear, we can't be free. And we take that fear from our past and then our anxiousness from how we project it into our future. So I'm going to talk to you today about some practical ways to free yourself from the past, from the future, so that you can be fully present in the now. Here's the simplest one that I came up with. Get rid of unnecessary possessions. They just make clutter in your life. I was up in my attic a couple weeks ago, taking things out there. I used to golf. 5, 6, 7 times a year. And I haven't golfed in probably, 7, 8 years. But I had a set of golf clubs up in the attic. I gave them away. There were a whole bunch of other things I gave away. And I'm actually going through my house every week, picking things that are no longer serving me. If I haven't used it in a year, it's not worth keeping. I'm getting rid of it. That's giving me a sense of freedom because it's not on my mind. It's not buried that I need to do that. The next thing that I would do is I would get rid of unnecessary responsibilities. What have you made yourself responsible for? Have you made yourself responsible for how your partner feels? Have you made yourself responsible for how your kids feel? Have you made yourself responsible for keeping friendships going? Why would you accept those responsibilities? You can't make them feel good. It's impossible. Only they can make themselves feel good. Are you doing things? Have you made yourself responsible for doing things under commitments that other people have asked and you couldn't say no? I'm telling you to look at all these responsibilities. If they're not growing you, if they're not giving you joy, they're not making you feel better, why would you do them? I would say, let them go. Next, I would say is stop investing your time in people who hold you back. Ask the question of every person in your life, are they causing you to grow? Are they causing you to expand? Are they supporting you? Are they seeing things in ways that help you lift your awareness level? You know, one of the things that when I was talking with one of my most beautiful friends, Anna, she pointed out to me that she was talking with someone and how humans are constantly seeking out to be a part of a tribe. We all want to be a part of a group. It's a natural thing for humans. But the problem is that we'll settle into a tribe and we won't go beyond that. And what happens for a lot of people, they may literally outgrow the level of awareness of the current tribe, but they won't leave it because for fear that they will lose their connection with those people. not understanding that there are infinite tribes out there to become a part of. So don't invest yourself in people that are holding you back. And it's not that they're holding you back, but it's your perception that you have to be with them that holds you back. I also say that the next thing, the fourth step that I would use is neutralize your past by bringing it into balance. I could have used the word forgiveness. I choose not to. Neutralizing your past means being able to see an event and know that the bad things that happened in that event were equally supported. You got as much good out of it as bad, but that takes work to see what good came from this. And then to realize that, okay, let's say something really great happened to you. Okay, what was the downside to that? Because there's a downside as well. Everything is always in balance. That's a law of the universe. The universe could not exist if there was not balance. Again, it comes back to what? Our level of awareness. Do we see the balance? And if we're being held back in the past because of things that we've not let go, our job is to bring it into balance. Once we bring it into balance, once we neutralize it, the emotional charge just thing and the phone rings, don't answer the phone. Do what you're doing. That's why there's voicemail. You don't have to answer a text message immediately. Do what you're doing. Set aside time for your text message later. Nothing is that important. Next, not only focus on one thing, but be fully present when you do it. If you're having a conversation with your son, with a friend, with your wife, with your husband, whoever, are you fully present in that conversation? Or are you thinking about something else? Are you truly listening? That's the key to most relationships, the ability to listen, to be present with your partner, whoever that might be at that time. Learn to be fully present, to be one-focused. When you do that, it's very freeing because being in the now is where it's at. And so the other thing is then eliminate unnecessary distractions. And I sort of briefly talked on it. Social media, it's a huge distraction unless you control it. Every bing, every like, every notification is meant to have the brain emit chemicals that get you addicted to it. I realized that I still probably have a bit of a social media addiction. And I am taking steps to mitigate that. I'm setting time aside when I allow myself the beauty of social media, to be a part of social media. It's not though that I'm waking up first thing in the morning and popping social media on. No, I'm making a conscious choice not to be on social media. I'm also making a choice not to be on social media immediately before bed. I don't need to have that filling my mind before I go to sleep. I want an ease about who I am before I go to sleep. I want to feel good. I want to go to bed in a state of gratitude. The next thing we can do is simply take time to step back and become the observer of your life. Watch yourself as you interact with others. Watch yourself as you do things. Realize that you're not that body. You're not that ego. You are so much greater than that. And you have a body and you have an ego. And when you can observe them, when you can see yourself, that's very freeing. Because when you're the observer, there's no judgment because you're seeing the situation fully. You're seeing all sides of the situation, not one. My idea is that that's how the divine, that's how the infinite sees everything. It doesn't see judgment. It doesn't see good or bad. It sees the whole situation, the yin, the yang, the round, the square, everything. Everything. It's only the ego mind, the human ego mind, that judges and sees good and bad. The divine doesn't know that because good and bad stems from one thing, the fear of death. Did you hear that? The fear of death. That's the only thing that causes us fear. If you took death out, if you truly knew that you were eternal and that the aspect of you that is the one with the divine went on forever, you would live a life without fear. That's what happens to a lot of people who've had near-death experiences. They come to the realization is there's nothing to fear when you die. And they live their lives more fully instead of being bound by fear. You know, the next thing I want to bring into this is, and I sort of talked about this earlier, is that before you go to bed, my God, take time to appreciate where you are and what you have. Go into gratitude. I will say this too. Before you meet with your spouse, you're going to have an interaction with your spouse, you're going to have an interaction with your children, whatever it is. Take a moment and just appreciate who they are. Give thanks that they're in your life. And when you go into a situation, whether it be sleep or into an interaction with someone from a place of gratitude, it becomes truly expansive. Because the thing about gratitude is that gratitude always brings more of what we're grateful for. So if you find a penny, be grateful for a penny. If you find a dime, be grateful you found a dime. If you got a stimulus check, be grateful for the stimulus check. Don't wish for more. Just be grateful. The universe will know that you're grateful. More will come. And the last thing I want to say about how to be in the now is to meditate daily. Take the time. Take back your power. Take back your control by building a daily meditation practice. When you do this, you slow the mind down. You allow the body to rest. It's a spiritual reboot. It helps you become more aware that you're not the daily nonsense that your brain creates, but you're expansive. You're without limits. You are a pure and magnificent creator. You are actually love itself. Is there any better reason to meditate than that? I think not. This is what we teach at Agape, practicality, because our intention is to bring you tools that help you and empower you to become the greatest, most magnificent you that you choose to be. So what we say is, we accept you, we see you in your fullness, and because we do that, we live agape because we love you. Let's pray. Let's just anchor this in by knowing that there is only one. It is infinite, it is all-knowing, it is everywhere present, it has always been, it always will be. It created all things out of itself. And having done so, I know that I am an individualization of it. I am a unique, whole, and perfect expression of that infinite mind, that infinite intelligence. And as I know that about myself, I know that for each person that is listening, for each person in the world, I know that everybody is an individualized expression of God. And for those of you who are willing to receive the impress of this treatment, I treat the infinite mind knowing that each of you is guided and directed by the infinite intelligence that is moving in and through and as you, to the perfect steps, to the perfect decisions, to the perfect words, to the perfect actions, to the perfect feelings that allow you to step into a greater level of awareness of your own individual and collective magnificence and the power that is within you to take the path to freedom and to learn to be fully present in the now, to be present in love, as love, to be present in peace, as peace, and to know the magnificence of life that is forever and ever expanding as our individual awareness of consciousness expands and grows and blossoms into something beyond what we've even imagined. I know, having placed this conscious intention into that infinite mind, the infinite mind beholds it, it blesses it, and it makes it so. And as it has already done that, my job is to accept it. And I accept it now for myself and for everyone listening. And in that acceptance, I sit back and I give thanks, because I know that gratitude is the surest prayer. With gratitude, I know this prayer is made so. It is demonstrated now in the mind of the infinite, and therefore in the individual points of consciousness who accept it within that infinite mind. So I bless it, I call it good, and I release it as I say. And so it is. Amen. Well, if you were with me yesterday, we had a great workshop. We had a whole bunch of people from around the world, and we looked at our individual. How do we find our divine purpose? How do we find out what's truly valuable to us? And we got into the whole idea of values. So if you value what you're receiving here, whether it's through the message on Sunday, whether you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook, whether it's through the meditations we're doing daily, whether it's through the daily Thoughts That Can Change Your Life podcasts that I'm doing, or classes, or whatever you're engaged in with Agape, I invite you to make a donation. To click on the Give button on our website, AgapeCSL.com, or in the link below on Facebook or on YouTube, make a donation. Help support us bring this work to greater and greater and greater number of people. If you would do that, I would be ever so grateful to you for that. Because our job is to build this idea of life, of personal responsibility, of self-empowerment, of self-love, and take it to wherever, whoever, wherever it is wanted. I want to share with you that next Saturday, I'm going to be doing my values workshop. This is not a workshop where I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. This is a workshop where those who sign up will literally be doing the work. And when you are done with this workshop, it's an hour and a half, starting at 10 o'clock next Saturday, Central Time, you will know your top 5 values. You will understand what the most important things in your life are at this time based on the quality questions you will be asked to answer. And with that, that's going to give you a clarity and a direction like you've not seen before. So if you're interested in being a part of this workshop, and this is a working workshop, anyone who's taken this workshop understands the value that it brings. I think personally, it's the best thing I do. I've done it so many times, and I've done it for myself so many times. It's what's given me clarity. And I've seen hundreds of people get that same clarity through this workshop. So if you're interested in this, go to the AgapeCSL.com Facebook or channel website, click on the calendar, go to next Saturday, and you'll see the event. Your Values Determination Workshop. Sign up, register and sign up. You will enjoy. You won't believe the benefits you get from it. And I'll be working with each of you individually as you're on this, even though it's a workshop. I will make sure that I dedicate at the end for whatever time is necessary so that you come away with a clarity of your values. So what we do at Agape is we try to bring you the most practical things we can. Right now, though, I want to tell you thank you for watching and observing. And I'm going to ask you a favor. Share this message. Whether you share it on YouTube, you share it on Facebook, wherever, share this message so that it gets out to more and more and more people. Because if it worked for you, there's probably someone else that you know it will work for, because they're going to be a like energy. So I want you to know, no matter what happens, no matter where you are, who you are, because you're tapped in, the energy that is me loves and accepts the energy that is you. Go create a great week, people. Love you. Aloha.